of Thokozani wine says it took a while to engage with and understand the market, and there's still lots to do.
I think there's still a lot to do, but for us, luckily, we got into China and got our first container in. That is the Thokozani and the Denise brand. I think the Chinese market is still very much price conscious, but we still have a lot to grow onto, especially quality, sustainability, and so forth.
But is it a market that already has, the kinds of wines that you're offering? In other words, is there competition for you there already, or do you still have to go through greater lengths and trying to get them to get to lure them into the sort of drinking wine and that sort of thing, or is there an established wine market?
I don't think it's an established wine market. The wine market is definitely growing. You can see the figures at the moment of the export into China. I think my biggest my observation in China is that there's a lot of training that still need to be happening. It's very price conscious. It's a lot of entry-level wines that's going into China, and I think that is our major concern. If you look at our brand, we're not so much entry-level. We're really more focused on the quality and the sustainability of the wines. It's all the big guns that's really exporting into China. Us smaller fishes really needs to penetrate the market. But for us as Thokozani, it's important to look at the quality and with who you engage. It's quite saturated if you look at the whole Chinese market, but we, with our government, needs to really penetrate the market by doing much more than just going to exhibitions, but try to engage with training and development as well.
Well, how much of an adjustment did you have to make? You've managed to crack a Woolworths, for example, to put your wine on their shelves. I'm sure you had a different set of conversations to that you had to have with the Chinese when you wanted to get into their market. Just tell us about those dynamics a little bit.
Oh my goodness, yes, that is, like they say, you attacking a monster actually, and you need to know your strategic movements with it, especially our whole relationship with Woolworths. It was tough. The standards is very high, and to be a company in the wine industry, people still question your ability to really do good quality wines. We're lucky to work with a wonderful a company like Denise that help us mentoring and get the ticks right like Woolworths. So when Woolworths said, listen guys, we're signing exclusivity with you now because of all the following reasons, why not better to now penetrate the Chinese market? So with the Chinese market, that's exactly what we're doing. We are brand conscious, we're not price conscious. We really would like to go into a market where they need to look at our brand like we want that brand because of the quality. You can't just look at the price. I know everybody's price conscious, but if you want to, you need to understand wine drinking to understand why. It's not a thing that happens overnight. It takes a period of time, and you need to engage because winemaking is actually an art.
Now, with all the talk, you had the politicians talking about how they are going to be supporting you guys. In fact, everyone, big and small, and making sure that you take advantage of the opportunities that they say do exist in China. Have you felt that support? Are you getting that support?
Oh, okay, I must think very quick, very carefully before I answer. Listen, we got wonderful support, especially from the Department of Trade Industry, the Western Cape government, Elsenburg, Windy, and also, I'm not doing political things. It's just, Thokozani is not a political driven business. We're a business that was sustainable for 6.5 years on our own without any government support. Okay, so we've done it on our own, and now we're 80% ownerships in our business, and with government support, we got there. Yes, government's giving us the platform to go overseas and do the market. I just think with this forum specifically now, why we're here, we were selected as one of the companies to come and talk to the Chinese people to see how we need to engage. Because when you go overseas and you stand behind your stand, you basically tell everybody how lovely your wines are, but there's millions of those ones. So what makes you different? I think what will make Thokozani different is because we have ownership. It's owned by our own people, it's owned by the farm workers, it's owned by a wonderful concept where we got passion for it. So government, yes, they've been well and good for us. I just think that they need to take our hand now to take to the next level, because all these trade missions, there is thousands of people coming and talk about their products, but if government knows that we've got a special product here in Thokozani, they need to take our hand and say, listen, these are the correct inroads.
And you think the Chinese are a receptive people?
Must I say yes? Definitely, yes, they are. It's just that how you basically sell a product to the Chinese people.